All right, we got one more defense to go, and then we're going to look at some film. This is against a 3-2 or a 3-4, whatever you want to call it. And once again, we're going to treat that head up nose, or even maybe shaded a little bit. But we're going to treat him as an A-gap defender according to all our rules. Once again, our center sees he does not have to block back and actually cover for the guard that's pulling. So we're going to stay on and get a double team, and then we're going to look back for any run through there in A-gap. Your tight tackle is going to go from Mike to backside linebacker. You're going to get a tight wrap by your guard. He should be blocking the play side linebacker. Get a 2-up call with your tight end. Gap step hinge, backside tackle. Fullback's going to dig that 5 or 4-eye out. And if he's a 4-eye, it's going to be a little tougher. We're going to reverse out the quarterback, and we're going to hit the tailback up inside of A-gap. Once again, just like the 3-3 stack, it's basically the same play over on the other side. You just don't have a tight end there to block the Sam linebacker, but it's going to be blocked exactly the same way. All right, let's get to some film. Okay, here's our first illustration of the power. We're going to run this one over here to the split side. Okay, so just really quick going through the rules. We should be blocking down on the shade, block back on the 3. We got the split tackle should be coming down to Mike linebacker. The guard should wide wrap up to play side linebacker. And we're going to use a little bit of motion here just to make sure we get inside out on this fullback. Just give them something a little bit different they haven't seen. Outside release with the tight end, and he should be blocking this guy right here, gap step hinge with this player. Run it all the way through for you. Okay, now let's look at it. Now one thing that's very important is you see the split tackle is going to flash fake to buy some time for the fullback to get inside out. Now, one of the things that he did wrong, and this is good to put on the film, the reason we picked this play, is to show you how important it is for the split tackle to take a flatter angle. Watch him miss the Mike linebacker because he wasn't flat enough. He needs to come flat. He needs to take his left shoulder and place it over here on the inside shoulder of that Mike linebacker. That's very, very, very important, because the worst thing that could happen to you is to get beat up underneath just like this. But we just happened to the Mike linebacker miss the tackle. But also another thing I wanted to show you is the aiming point we give our tailbacks is there's an X. You'll see 71 here, the split tackle. As he's going down to the Mike, the guard's coming out to the play side linebacker, and it formulates an X right through there, and that should be the aiming point of the tailback. We tell him to make sure you split the X. Now, as you see the guard pull, watch him try to keep his shoulders square on the pull. He does a really good job right there. The quarterback needs to reverse out, make sure he doesn't push the tailback off the midline. Okay, now here's an illustration of us running it to 4-3 defense and running it to a 3 technique. So it's going to be just a little bit different play. The last play we had, we ran it to an A-gap defender. Here we're going to run it to a B-gap defender. So now we get the double team here on this player, to him, to the Mike, or they're going to be looking for anything head up. We don't worry about this guy here. We're going to block back on the shade. So we should get a tight wrap for anything right here to backside. Gap step hinge. Fullback should be kicking out the C-gap player. Tight end outside release, pick up the fold player. Let's watch it all the way through first. So you can see the hole right there. Watching the play side guard does a really good job. And in our part 2 segment of this video, we are going to get our offensive line coach to come up, and he's going to show you all the offensive line techniques in our part 2 series. But right here, you're going to see the guard and the tight tackle basically combo up to the Mike, You're going to get the guard wrap around looking for the backside linebacker. And now it's very important, like I said, for the quarterback to not push him off the midline, which I think the quarterback didn't do a great job there. He needs to reverse out a little wider so that the tailback can come straight downhill.